name is Shabria Kennedy, and this is my interview with Nicole Cooper, owner of Nceephotography. So, Nicole, or Nikki Cooper, is based out of Prince George's County, Maryland. She started her business 6 years ago, doing Nceephotography, which was Nikki C Photography, and she has transitioned to a full time photographer, as in running her business full time for the last 2 years. So, 4 of those years, she worked part time, well, full time as a teacher in a middle school, and then she picked up photography on the side, and then she was able to fully transition to just photography 2 years later. And so, I'm not sure if you can see this question, but how did she come up with her business idea? Her business idea, her business idea wasn't really thought of as like a super huge business idea. She actually bought a camera and decided that she wanted something to like, take pictures with for vacation, and just something she could do for fun. She loved doing creative hobbies, so she at one point had a crochet business, she had a jewelry business, and so photography was just like the next thing for her, just something to do for fun. And she really didn't have intentions on becoming a photographer. She really wanted to be a teacher, and so she was one, but then transitioned to photography. And she did her business for about 2 years actually before she started thinking that photography could become like an actual potential. But it wasn't until her third year where she actually implemented that plan. And so her third year of doing photography, which was I think her third or fourth year of teaching, she decided that she was going to start saving up money to transition to become a full-time photographer, because at that time when she was doing this for 2 or 3 years, she started realizing that her business was actually starting to slowly take off, and that she was actually making some profits there, and that she could make even more if she went full-time. And so this question is like, how did she find her first employee? And her first employee was actually a friend's mom who was her personal assistant. And for a while, it was okay, but it actually didn't really work out. She needed someone to keep up a little bit more with her high demand. And so she reached out to friends to see if any of them wanted to become assistants. And then she started realizing that working with your friends sometimes is not helpful either. And so she went to a pretty heavy rotation of people. And she eventually getting a second photographer. But that second photographer also wanted to pursue their own photography business. And so there was some like issues there, because they wanted to work for her, but they also wanted to pursue their own business, and so it just became a little bit too much. And so at eventually she landed on getting an editor, and the editor is still with her today, and things seem to be going really well. And the other thing about some of the challenges that she faced within, developing her company was actually dealing with the employees. She had a really hard time with trusting employees because they weren't necessarily doing their assigned tasks at the pace that she needed them to, but also then because they weren't doing the task, she was having a really hard time with balance. And so she was bouncing back and forth with like working full time and then having to pick up the slack from the employees to make sure that everything her job was, completed and done to the way that it needed to be done, to her liking, to show her brand. And so that was her one of her biggest challenges. This is just a quick video, just kind of like going through her website. One thing that she said that she felt the most accomplished was getting her website up and running, and kind of like having regular flows of people, going to her website, booking through there. Because a lot of people were just trying to email her, and she had that email system first. But she felt like she is very proud and like how she got her website. The other thing that she said that she is proud of currently is that she has been getting a lot of media attention. And so Yahoo has done reviews on her, People Magazine has done reviews on her, the Today, because of them, and lots of different blogs. She's been on Fox 5. Viola Davis actually went on her Instagram and, took some of her pictures and reposted them. And so she was very, very excited to see all of these things and to kind of see her business take off. She's also been viral several times, getting over 2 million views and reposts on some of her baby photography. And so, as you can see, she has done very creative photography here. And one thing that she did say about keeping track of her finances as she's going through this is that she uses the Square company to keep track of them. Square, she said, does a really good job with like keeping, like scheduling appointments and telling her how much she was getting for the month and even generating tax forms for her. And so she said using Square has been very helpful for her. And yeah. So some other questions that I did ask was if she had any knowledge of business prior to starting up her company. And she said that she took a business class, but really doesn't remember anything from it. And so a lot of time was spent with her like kind of winging it. So that is her Facebook, and I'm going to move on. So all of her social media is here. Her website is at nceephotography.com. Her Instagram is at nceephotography, as well as her Twitter. Her Facebook is at nceephotography. And then here's some images that I've kind of grabbed from all of her social media platforms. The one to the right was when she was on a news channel recently. I think like over the summer, she's been on about 3 appearances this year, and so that has really helped her business. And these are all local stations, so the local DC, Maryland area. And so her Instagram is there. She has 26,000 followers. Her Facebook is there, and her Twitter is there, which is new. And so she's working to build up a little bit more momentum in those areas. And that is all that I have. Thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate it.